Hi and welcome along to AFTV. Of course, it's the international break and we're here with another We Come in Peace video. In the last video, we spoke about who's going to win the league and what the top four is going to be. But in this one, we want to find out from the guys here, who's going to get relegated, who's staying up and who's going to get relegated. We've assembled a great panel to discuss this and let's check out who we got.
I'm James, I'm a Leeds fan and I come in peace.
I'm Lewis, I'm a Man City fan and I come in peace.
I'm Abby, I'm a Tottenham fan and I come in peace.
Flex, I'm a Man United fan and I come in peace.
I'm Nicky, I'm a West Ham fan and I come in peace.
I was so unlucky.
You didn't really want to.
Everyone knows the real Nicky.
Sounds a bit down, man. You sound a bit
Look
down.
at me, Robbie. I'm usually well-groomed, man. I've been up for weeks worrying about this.
Well, listen, right, it is a worrying time for some of the teams down there at the bottom, right? And it is amazing, right? I was just looking at possible teams that could go down, right? And I'd say from 12th, which is Crystal Palace, they're on 27 points at the moment.
Mad.
Wolves just below them on 27. Just below them, Leeds on 26, 15th. 16th, Forest on 26. 17th, Leicester, who won the league a few years ago, on 25. 18th, West Ham on 24 points. Bournemouth 19th on 24. And Southampton, bottom of the league at the moment, on 23. But the significant...
Everton, where are they?
I said Everton.
Oh, you said Everton.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
right,
15th on 26 points. The significant thing about it, right, is that going all the way up until 12th place, which is Crystal Palace on 27, to the bottom, it's separated by 4 points. That's it.
So close.
4 points.
Mad.
I mean, any of those teams could go down. And so this is going to be really, really interesting, this discussion. I've got all of the guys to write down on their boards who they think is going to go down, who they think will be relegated. Let's start with, I'm going to wait for you two guys. We'll start with you, Abby.
Okay.
Who have you gone with?
I'll be honest, it was very difficult for me to pick the last person I think was going down. So I've gone with Southampton as a sure thing because I think I said at the beginning of the season I thought Southampton would go down. For me, that's kind of been coming for the last few years. Again, always selling their best players. I didn't think Hasenhuttl was particularly a great manager either, and they've always been like kind of flirting with that drop zone for me and just getting away with it by not being the worst, but I think they'll go down. Bournemouth was another one for me. I think I also said will go down this season. It's so tight. It wouldn't surprise me if Bournemouth actually stayed up, but I'm just looking at the goal difference as well, and I think it's Bournemouth have got the worst goal difference out of everyone on
Minus 29, yeah.
And I do think goal difference is going to come into play with this bottom three selection. And then maybe harshly I've gone for Forest because part of me thinks that they will stay up because they've just got so many players. And I actually quite like Steve Cooper. I did write Leeds, and then I changed my mind purely from your influence, James.
Mate, you have been absolutely chuckling this whole time. I mean, I've been giving you a bit of stick for Spurs over the years, I'd say, but now I can see it in your eyes.
It's just
There's a bit of venom
it's just
in there.
because you come in
You're
here with
waiting
this
for this. Look at
attitude
this.
that like
That Leeds are good.
the Leeds are
We're all
good,
chilling, smirking here. Me and Nicky, absolutely, terrified for our lives.
Well,
over
I didn't
here.
actually write Leeds. I put Forest, but I might change that.
Yeah, but the whole time he's describing it, you're looking at me, laughing, staring me down.
Just what I like to look at you.
So
I don't think Everton. I think now they've got Sean Dyche, they'll stay up. I think Crystal Palace will be fine. They've got Hodgson in now. I think they'll stay up. West Ham, I'd love to see West Ham go down for obvious reasons. But again, I don't think you've got bad enough squad. I still think you'll find a result. I know we spoke about your games in hand and it's City and Newcastle. So it's a possibility. And I think Leicester will just about stay up as well. So I don't think Wolves are going to go down. So it's really just looking at Leeds and Forest for me as the main two.
And you've gone for Forest.
I picked Forest.
Right. Lewis, you're not used to talking about these sort of things, I know.
No.
You're just talking.
And I can see the pain in the boys' eyes, man. You know what I mean?
You've been there though, Lewis.
We've been there.
Yeah,
we've been there. Not for a long time, but we've been there. It's not nice.
Could be coming back.
That's
Only joking.
We've got the lawyers on the case.
Got the lawyers on the case. Got the lawyers on the case.
Oh, yeah,
But
Yeah, so.
reveal yours. Teams that you think are going down.
Exactly the same.
Ooh, Forest again.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, Forest were completely out of it.
But this is exactly that is what this relegation's all about. It's who can find form at the right time.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at teams like West Ham and Leicester, right? And I've kept on saying all season about both of these teams, there's no way these teams go down. But at some point, I've got to stop saying that because they just don't win. The form absolutely stinks for both of these teams. And I think I've probably been a bit unfair here as well in Forest. Now I'm just looking at the squads, and I'm looking at Leicester. Leicester in particular, I think have got good players with the Madisons, the Vardys, Iheanachos, and the like. I'm looking at these squads and the managers as well, and I'm thinking, there ain't no way these teams can go down. But we all know that ain't actually true.
They can, yeah. That's why they're there.
So Forest are kind of probably there unfairly, but I'm backing the...
Bit of hating there for that draw they got against you, isn't it?
Probably that as well, yeah. But I'm just backing the managers, I'm backing the teams, that these teams will eventually get themselves... David Moyes is a great manager. I don't know what the situation is with... I can see that's you disagree, but he knows the situation. He's been in this league a long time, and I just think, in the end, the better teams, for me, will climb up the league and Forest will drop in there. I think Everton will be fine, Wolves will be fine. I am worried about Palace though. I know funny enough, they're the ones top of the sort of mini league, if you like. But I think it was a massive mistake getting rid of Vieira. Yeah, I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
Especially bringing Hodgson in it.
Well, Hodgson again knows the game.
Yeah, it makes sense for them, but it's like
how many
could go really wrong.
How many times can you go back to the same guy and still keep him up?
Hodgson, you say Hodgson kept them up, but he did. You know, he was asked to do a similar job for Watford, and they went down. You know what I mean? So
I think that this notion of, because we're in the same position of they know the league. I think the league's changed.
It has changed
significantly since they've been in.
Yeah,
and I think that's why these managers are struggling.
That's a great shout. Flex, reveal.
I hate to be boring.
Forest as well. I
hate to be boring.
As I said, nobody was talking Forest a couple of weeks ago.
Well, I think that West Ham result was massive.
Yeah, it was huge.
Defeat
to be honest,
I've
if I'm being honest, I can speak for me. Like, I have had them consistently there, even when they've had their little bits of good results, or beating Liverpool at home or nicking points. At home they've been good. I think they've got obviously draw against City, some other ones as well. But I just think when it gets to those big games towards the back end of the season, which we're about to enter into, I'm talking last five games, I think it's still going to be as tight as it is in that mini league, like you said. I think when the season's done, that gap from the 12th to the bottom will still be about 4 or 5 points. But I just think when it comes to the crux of it, I think teams like Leicester, they're going to go, right, we can get a couple of wins. The whole reason why all them teams are down there is because none of them can win consistently. Yeah. So if one of them even gets back-to-back wins, they, at the 2 weeks before the end of the season, they could be safe. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Leicester have lost 16 games.
Terrible, absolutely
16.
terrible.
That's more than West Ham. That's more than Brentford.
But they're still not. I mean, not bottom.
Sorry, Bournemouth. Brentford, Bournemouth.
Easy, yeah. But I just feel like Forest, and that's why I know it doesn't mean anything, but that's why I've got them as
Forest only lost 13 games.
Yeah, I just think they're going to lose more.
It's also the draws, like we spoke about before, that sometimes a draw, it's weird to say, but it's actually a lot more detrimental than potentially losing sometimes, because it just leaves you in that position. Where are you at?
Bournemouth and Southampton
doesn't benefit you.
I think Southampton are done, and again, you could clip this and say, look, remember he said they had no chance.
Southampton could get out of it.
I just feel like because they've played, what was it, the 28, and they're at the foot of the table, I feel like that gives them less of an opportunity. I think again with your team, I know when probably you're in it, it's doom and gloom, and obviously you can't see a way out. But if I look from the outside at West Ham's squad, again similar to Leicester, I think they've just about got a good enough squad to get a win or two more than the likes of.
Well, they're in the bottom three at the moment, but they've got a game in hand. But when you told me that game in hand was against Man City, it's not necessarily a game in hand, is it? It's just another beatdown.
And they don't score goals either. They got Danny Ings on 8 goals, and then they got, I think, Ben Rama 3.
He ain't scored 8 for us. He ain't scored 8 for us.
No, not even. Yeah, I was looking at the stats.
All right, well, Nicky,
Ben Rama, top goal.
Let's get your bottom 3.
You're going to be shocked.
You're not.
He's put him in.
No way.
Ooh, wow. You're not going to back your own boys?
No.
Palace as well going.
Man.
Yep.
He's got him sinking.
Down.
Why no faith in your guys?
I've been telling you this all season.
You have been telling me all season, but are you sure?
I know my team more than anybody.
Skamaka. Ben Rama.
Not playing.
Paqueta.
Not playing. Not playing for him.
Paqueta.
Fed up with him. The body language.
You're fed up with him, or they're fed up with him?
They're fed up with him.
Oh, right, okay.
He's
You
fed
can
up with him
tell.
as well.
Yeah, I am
Why
fed
have
up
they
with
not made a
him.
change then? Why's the manager still there? If that
They
is
won't
the
change
case?
him. We've looked at an outline of relegation, and he's still there. He's still there, and that's what's going to cost us. We've done this under Grant, under Avram Grant. Just arrogance from the board, arrogance from the manager. Just let it rot. Hope. Just cross your fingers and hope something goes right, and it didn't. And we went down that year. They're doing the same thing, exactly the same. I know my club. I can see it in the players. I've watched them play magnificent football last year. Could give everyone a game. And when I'm looking at a manager that you get a run of results that go for you. You get Villa at home, and you've got to go for that. You're not in a position where you can just sit there and take the draw. And he sat there and took the draw.
That's the only problem with him, Moyes, isn't it? He doesn't attack. He doesn't. He's got the ammunition to attack teams, but he doesn't seem to.
If we draw every game,
Bowen.
we won't stay up.
Yeah.
And that's
All these guys, you've got attacking players as well. I mean, I'm looking at your games coming up. So West Ham, next game Southampton. That's a must-win.
It's
isn't it?
massive.
That's a
Massive,
6-pointer
yeah.
at home. Then you got another home game against Newcastle. Then you go away to Fulham, right? And then you got Arsenal at home.
3 points.
And then
Please God. Please God.
you go away to Bournemouth. That's another 6-pointer.
Yeah, there's-
and then you got Liverpool at home,
We've got
Palace
Leeds in
away.
there as well.
Palace away, and then you finish off the season with Man United at home, Brentford away, Leeds at home, and then Leicester away last game. But that is quite a hard
We've
run.
got you second last game.
See, those two.
That's quite a hard run.
This is the thing, right? And this is why I know you've got Bournemouth in there. I've seen a bit from Bournemouth lately. A bit
Little
from
bit of
them,
character,
a little
like,
bit
yeah.
of character. You know what I mean? Even
They
Southampton.
were brilliant against us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't get the job
They
done.
didn't get the job
But they
done,
beat
but they were
Liverpool
brilliant,
at
and then they
home
beat
for a bit.
Liverpool.
I know, but-
They've got a little bit about them. Palace. They've been in freefall for a while, and I don't think Hodgson's the answer.
They have Palace,
don't.
but again, when I look at just looking at Palace's fixtures and what they've got coming up, and this was one of the reasons why we were both talking about this, the sort of early sacking what we thought of Patrick Vieira, because they have had really
Yeah, they had a tough run.
really tough
But
run
no
of games
shots-
with
no shots
United
in
in
two
there, and
games.
City. They had to play Arsenal, they had to play Spurs, but now their running looks like this. They've got next when they come back from the break, Leicester at home. Winnable. They go away to Leeds. That's a 6-pointer. They go away to Southampton. They got Everton at home.
Bloody hell,
They
they play
go.
all the teams.
Everyone.
They go away to Wolves. They play. Then they play West Ham,
everyone there.
and then they finish up the season. They got to go away to Tottenham. They play Bournemouth at home, away to Fulham, and then they finish off with Forest at home. So there's a lot of games in
They've got
there.
everyone to play.
Wow.
There's a lot of games in there with the teams around them, isn't there?
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Lose them games and you're finished.
True.
The difference
Big
is,
trouble.
the difference
But they're
is,
winnable.
I do.
but the difference is they're in the best position to take a point out of everyone there because they're at the
They're
top
higher
of that
up that
mini
mini
league.
league,
Yeah.
So against the West Hams, against the Leicesters, if they get a point, they're the ones coming off
They're
thinking
pushing
it's
themselves
all
out.
right. It's not the best result in the world.
Yeah.
But like Southampton need points, Bournemouth need points. Palace might be able to get away with a
I
couple
think
of draws,
so.
maybe 1 or 2 wins and a couple of draws. They could be okay. So
Yeah.
But
the
other
Hodgson
teams
thing-
have games in hand over them. They have played 28. They are at the top. Leeds 27 games.
All right,
Forest
let's
27.
before you start reading them stats, let's get your 3.
My 3. Well,
Right.
slightly different as well. We've got Forest in there. We've got Southampton. No Bournemouth as well. I've actually been quite impressed with them. But Everton, I have dropping into it.
no chance.
They
No
fought well
chance,
against
man.
Chelsea. I think the Dykes effect.
No.
man.
Nah, man,
No
there's
chance.
only so many times, man, when I see them from last season, I don't see massive improvements in
They got
in
a
their
great
game.
draw against Chelsea. They beat Arsenal.
Yeah, but it's about
Sean
the
Dyche
results
fighter.
coming at the right time. And when you talk about Bournemouth,
Those are at the
way
right
in-
time.
I think they're the least
No, they're
likely to
not
go
at the
down.
right
that
time. They started picking them up now, but in the tail end of the season, I'm talking the last 5, 6, 7 games. That's when I see them dropping.
Where you
off
think
again.
Bournemouth will do worse
I
than
think
them?
Bournemouth will pick it
Sorry,
up.
better than them.
Yeah, I do think Bournemouth will pick it up. I don't think sides that have been flirting in that relegation zone for the entire season usually stay there, and that's the same reason I have Forest going in there. Forest for me,
All right, well,
picked
let's
up form too early.
yeah, let's take a look at your games coming up, right? You
Got an
come
easy one coming up when we come back,
you come
yeah.
back. You come to Arsenal, right? When you come back,
It's an easy 3 points in the bank, so we'll be up to 12th by that point.
You come in peace, I
The thing is, I
thought.
would say, what I would say
Gonna
about
leave in
Leeds
pieces.
is that Leeds concede like it's nobody's business, but they
Yeah.
also score loads. Like you do score goals.
Well, we've had quite a problem scoring goals, to be honest. Honestly,
I'm pretty sure
I
we
mean,
scored
we've been
4 in the last
absolute
game.
XG much. Yeah, finally we scored 4. About time we showed some clinicality. Before that, I mean, come on, man. I see more creativity in a blank page of A4 paper. Couldn't create chances. I mean, we couldn't put a ball in the back of net. Rodrigo's back now. Now that's massive.
Yeah.
Rodrigo's the only guy that actually seems to have some sort of clinicality
Yeah,
to him.
exactly.
Yeah. All right,
Bamford's-
let's do the running. So you got Arsenal when you come back away. Then you go next game after that. You're at home against Nottingham Forest. Leeds v Nottingham Forest. Then you're at home against Crystal Palace. So those are big, what we call 6-pointer games. Then you're at home, another home game against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Big game. But then you go away to Fulham, winnable. You're at home against Leicester. Then you go away to Bournemouth. So again, a lot of the teams in and around you. But then when we go into May now, you've got to go away to Manchester City. You've got Newcastle at home. You go away to West Ham, another big 6-pointer. And then you finish up last game of the season, Tottenham at home.
Yeah.
So
April's massive, innit?
Well, Tottenham always find a way to throw it up at the end of the season, so that should be a nice little comfortable cushion at the end. No, you're right. Our run-in is pretty dangerous. I'm not going to lie to you. It is pretty scary, but I have faith in Javi Gracia. I've seen so much improvement since getting rid of Jesse Marsh. Skabala came in, and it was the same kind of stuff as Marsh, but we bring Javi Gracia in. Yeah, it's not free-flowing, expansive, attacking football, but it's still a lot more expansive than what we had. There's a lot more creativity. Before, players were doing crossword puzzles in between, making 5-yard passes. They didn't know when to run, where to move. Now there's actually some directness to our play. There's stuff going forward. And yeah, it's a scary run-up, but
Leeds will be fine, man. I think they'll win too many games. I think because
I don't know,
think their
man.
attack is pretty
I
decent.
think Leeds got a bit of problem. I don't think Everton will be in there. I don't think. I think Forest will survive as well. They're home. At home, they're strong, right? They get most of their games won at home. I agree with you guys, all of you. Most of you got Bournemouth and Southampton in there. I just don't think they've got enough goal scorers in their team to survive. That's what worries me about Leeds as well. Well, I think Leeds could be in there.
now. Rodrigo's back.
Yeah,
That's
he's back,
massive for
but
us.
is he clinical?
Yeah, he's lethal, man.
He's a good
Rodrigo.
player, but
He's lethal, man.
all right. Let's say just to
He's confident.
just to look at it. I'm just looking at Everton's
always
running.
confident.
You got
He's the
Everton in
most
there.
confident.
Everton next game at home against Tottenham. Now I fancy him. In
winnable, 100%.
Everton
I
at home
fancy
against
him.
Tottenham.
Everton at
Goodison
Yeah,
Park.
Everton-
Tottenham ain't got the must.
Everton
yeah,
at
yeah.
home.
Nailed on.
Monday night game.
Monday
Nailed on.
night, 8 o'clock.
You don't want to
You know
go
what I
to
mean?
the
That's-
But the pressure of that Goodison crowd, man.
No, but
can't say
I'll tell you,
understated.
that Goodison Crown could suck the ball in the net. I was
Yeah,
there.
God, they played against you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you saw it.
That is a nailed on 3 points for Everton.
Man United.
Yeah,
3
that game.
points.
Then they
That's
go
3
away
points,
to
Everton.
Everton. Go away to Man United. That's tough.
Oh, that's another.
But then they
That's
got
tough.
Fulham.
No, it's tough.
Fulham at home. You'd have to fancy them. They go away to Palace. Could easily see them getting a draw there. They got Newcastle at home. As I said, any team they play at home,
Can't
they
call
got a
this thing,
chance.
can you, really?
They go away. They go away to Leicester. They go away to Brighton. Then they've got Man City at home. They go away to Wolves. And they finish up with Bournemouth at home. So again, I just feel they've got points in those games that will make them survive.
And as well, what they can do, they can shut out a result at the big clubs. We've seen it at
Everton. Yeah, exactly.
You know, they can do Arsenal. They held us off at the Etihad. They could do it again when we go to Goodison Park. They're a team that
are
has
that
a lot
type
of
of
metal
team.
in their side. You
That's
know
what
what
I've got to
And a lot of
be.
know-how.
And they're
To
also
be
very
fair-
physical as well.
That's what I don't see in West Ham.
What,
I don't
on
think we've
fight?
taken any points
Yeah.
off of the big teams this
Let's
year.
look at Leicester.
Not even us.
Leicester come back.
No.
They go away to
One.
Palace.
One.
They go away to Palace. Then they got Villa at home. Then they got Bournemouth at home. Then they go away to Man City. Then they got Wolves at home.
Yeah.
They go away to Leeds, and then they finish up in May with Everton at home, Fulham away, Liverpool at home, Newcastle away, and last game of the season against West Ham. I think they've got enough games in
I
there.
swear it's like they plan.
I don't
It's
know,
like they
though.
plan
They
it.
went
Them out and I went. I know I said what I said earlier about they get the run. When you list the games, I don't know, man.
I just feel though that Leicester are one of them teams that they've got, like you said it earlier, they've got Iheanacho,
They've got quality.
they've got goal scorers, Madison.
Madison is pivotal.
They're a top 10 team.
It just depends.
Harvey Barnes can pop up with
We've got the same. We've got match winners. We've got very expensive players in their squad. It depends in, I think, the faith they have in the manager.
Yeah.
Our players have got no faith. I've got no faith in it. You can tell he sets them up to not concede. And we've got a team full of potential goal scorers in there.
You've got Bowen.
You've got Bowen, we've got Skamaka, we've got Ings, we've got Benrahma, we've got Paqueta.
And you need to win games now as well.
Yeah, we need to win them. We can't be sitting like you know. You see this weekend, the weekend before. Obviously, we meant to play Man City FA Cup weekend, but the weekend before that, everyone around us dropped points. Everybody around us dropped points. We go into a game against the bottom half of we was the only team that had a bottom half of the table team at home in Aston Villa, and he plays out a draw. He takes off. We need a goal at the end of the game. He takes off a striker and brings on a midfielder.
Didn't want to gamble losing it.
Didn't want to gamble it.
Yeah, but do you not think that maybe Moyes is thinking with experience and thinking, I reckon I can get away with some draws because I reckon teams maybe in and around me will do worse than we will do.
I don't
draws
think
come the end of the season might actually be good
bottom
enough.
half of the table teams at home. You shouldn't be not Villa. With all due respect to Villa, a lot better team than what we are at the moment. But you need to be rolling the dice here.
And do you also have to factor in the fact that with West Ham, they're still in Europe? You know, so I was looking at it the other day.
Mad.
I was looking.
I'm going to Belgium.
you know the mad thing about it, Nicky, right? I was looking at it the other day, and I was saying that when we play West Ham, right? West Ham have got a game on the Thursday night. We don't, because we're out.
Oh, you would have done.
Yeah, we would have done. So we've got a whole week to prepare for that game, and West Ham.
It don't matter whether we've got 2 years to prepare for it. We're not going to win it.
Is that going to be an unwanted distraction or?
No, you want to win. You want to win it.
Not for me.
If you're going down, at least
win it.
Yeah.
Like Wigan when they went down.
Yeah.
No, but I'm just saying the amount of games now you're going to have, because these are two-legged games.
Yeah, it is a weird position for a relegation side or fighting relegation to be competing.
Playing all
on the
these
front
extra
end.
games.
I think the next three.
I think the
next 3 games define us. I think the next 3 that we've got, that is Southampton at home, Newcastle and Fulham. Because if I expect us to beat Southampton, but we need to take something off of Newcastle or Fulham. If we don't, then we're dead in the water.
Southampton will be buoyed by
You
them.
take 4 points. 4 points would be good.
No, we got to go for. I'd rather lose and going for the win than sit
I think
out.
4 points would be very valuable.
He's not that type of manager, though, is he? We're
No.
going to go 3 wins on the bounce. I don't think I can ever remember Moyes winning 3 wins.
So we need 2. We need 2 wins out of them, whether that be the 2 at home or the one.
That is the thing. You need to be winning.
And Leeds, you
Same
thinking
with
looking? I mean, what a win that was against Wolves.
A massive win. And if you're talking on form, there was a stat here. Only Aston Villa, City and Arsenal have had more points since Javi Gracia has come in. I'm telling you, man.
He only come a couple of weeks ago.
Changing. Exactly.
And
it's short and change difference, man.
Like, the stats thing's crazy, because if you need it to say what you need it to say, it can. But then it's like the sample size is what, 2 games?
The next game,
It doesn't matter. The sample size is a month. It's different.
I don't listen to stats. I do not listen to stats because I've got all these people on Twitter going to me. Our XG's this and we're 9th for effort. I said, well, tell them when we get relegated that we was 9th for
Just
effort.
look out for the points, mate, because the points are coming this way, my son. I know you're getting a little bit scared. I really, when I listen to what we're saying here, I'm really debating putting West Ham in there.
No, I've put West Ham in there. I ain't even put Leeds in there. So don't argue with me.
Your next game,
in there, man.
next game against Arsenal.
Yeah.
And you've not really been travelling very well on the road, although you did get that win against Wolves.
Especially London. We have been awful in London over the past 5-6 years, but I don't know, man. This year we've been good against the big sides. We beat Liverpool at Anfield.
It's a big side.
We played you, one of your... Yeah, they are a big side, mate. We played you at Ellen Road, played you off the park. If it wasn't for Rodrigo spraying a 45-yard reverse pass into Saka, then would have been a different story there. United, we played off the park at Old Trafford, Ellen Road. They got a lucky win there. We've done well against the big...
They lost.
Yeah, done really well.
They made that twice and didn't win.
Rubber the green, lucky win, but
lost to us.
I have confidence going into the Arsenal game, man. I'm telling you.
Okay, just of a matter of curiosity for you two down at the bottom, who do you think's going to win the league?
Who do I think's going to win the league? Arsenal. I think you got this in the bag.
Manchester City.
Thank you, Nick.
I heard you hating the other day as well. I might have to adjust my thing, because I did hear him say, yeah, we're going to crumble and all that. I heard you.
I think you will, Rob. The thing is, right, with this sort of thing, and you can clip this, please.
Please.
When it's great, it looks great when you're coming from 2-0 down every week until you don't.
Yeah, I heard you say
down.
that, but following that, we put 4 past Crystal Palace.
I've got Man
and
City.
3. So you said that.
Yeah, they're rubbish.
I saw that.
That's why they sacked their manager.
Hold on, wait a minute. So you said that, and you said, yeah, you can't just keep coming back last minute. And yeah, you're right about that. But then the following week after you said that, we beat Fulham 3-0. And then the next week after that, we put 4 past Palace.
This is squeaky bum time, Rob. And I back City over Arsenal. Just for.
Affect your thing?
I think they'd be better without Haaland.
Really?
Yeah. Is he even injured? He's
we have a World Cup winner. We've got Alvarez, man. You know what I mean?
And that as well, yeah.
He's not injured.
World Cup winner.
Plug him back into the machine.
I was just curious anyway. I was just curious.
Isn't it? Robocop.
So listen, well, we're going to put it to you guys out there. Who do you think is going down? I mean, there's some big clubs.
No one's even mentioned Wolves, by the way.
Wolves as well.
Right.
Yeah, I think we all agree they'll be probably fine.
I don't know,
It can
man. They
just-
looked
it can
pretty
just
weak
change
in
like
that
that,
last game.
That's the thing. It can change within.
The manager, though, for me,
That's a huge thing.
I
Huge thing.
But you don't know the league. So
He doesn't, but I think they've improved since he's
The
been
only
there.
thing with Wolves again, though, they don't score enough goals. They don't have a goal score. This is why I feel West Ham will survive, because West Ham do. If it comes to the crunch of it, they've got goal scorers. They've got Bowen, they've got Skamaka, they've got Antonio. There's goals there.
But they haven't been scoring this
They
year,
haven't
though.
been, but if it comes down to, like Nicky's saying, squeaky bum time, those guys might just take it upon themselves to say, no, we've got to go
Step up.
and go.
Yeah.
Danny Ings. I just feel teams that down there that have got. This is why I think Southampton, if they had a goal scorer, I think they survive.
Yeah.
And I think Bournemouth as well, when they played against us, I'm like, if they had a proper goal scorer in
If they
their
created
team,
chances against you,
like, we might not have won that game, right? Whereas, some of the other teams, that's why I think they can be dragged. That's why I think Leeds could be dragged in. Forest
But
could be
we've
dragged
got better
in.
goal scorers than West Ham.
You have, but you still don't score enough. I know you got 4 in the last game, but I don't know. It's tight, man. It's hard to predict. And that's what we had to do this show. It's hard to predict.
No, it is honestly.
It is very hard to
It's
predict.
like the championship, 1 or 2 wins, and you're down in
Who's
the
a better goal
doghouse to the
scorer
penthouse.
at Leeds than West Ham?
Rodrigo. It's better than your
How
whole
many did he
team.
score last year?
Rodrigo last year was injured. He barely played, so it's a different story. This year
Bowen
he's
scored
got
13.
Okay, but this year he's got 11 in the league. How many has Bowen got in the league? He's got, what, is it 3 goals in the
Probably
league
2.
this year?
But I'm just saying, he's just coming back. Is he not just coming back from injury now?
Huh?
Is he not just coming back from
he got injured and he's back from injury and he's already scored. Dink the keeper, beautiful finish, mate.
But didn't
we'll see
they
in a
spend the
couple of
money on
weeks,
was it
anyway.
Rutter as well, isn't it?
Yeah, Rutter,
money,
he's a bench
striker.
warmer. Yeah, he's a bit of
Is
a
he
wacky,
record
waving, inflatable, inflating tube man. Yeah, he's our record.
His
signing.
record signing.
Yeah.
Didn't Rodrigo score about 7 at the beginning of the season?
Yeah. He was on track. He was
So he
just
scored
behind
4
Erling Haaland.
since?
No, because he got injured. He was out for a couple of months, Nicky, mate. He can't score when he's on the injury bench, can he?
Anyway, listen, we've
yeah.
got both of you guys coming up in games. We need to beat both of you, but I do, after beating both of you, hopefully, hope that you both survive. 2 big clubs, man. We need West Ham and Leeds, I think. Still.
Leeds goes.
Yeah.
You don't mind.
They go, innit? I mean,
Just because you're scared, you get another hiding, mate.
they go.
I quite like Leeds. I don't mind.
Leeds is a good trip.
Yeah.
That's a good away day.
Yeah, ain't a good.
You know what I mean?
It's not a good away
Not
day.
for you, it ain't. No. But listen, we want to find out from you guys out there, who do you think is going to get relegated? Let us know. This has been another edition of We Come in Peace. I want to thank Nicky. Thank you, Flex, Abbi. Also to enemies now. No, Lewis. Listen, got a shake on it, man. It's
Best team win.
tight at the top, maybe the best team win. Right. And also to you, James, man. Good luck to Leeds for the rest of the
Thanks for
season.
having me.
And as I said, put your bottom 3, what you think is going to be in the comments. Going to be really intrigued to find out what you've said. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe to all of these guys' channels. We're going to put the link there so that you know what they all are. And we'll see you on the next one. Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.